lipstick on it.
Lipstick on it. Oh my God, thank God for these chairs. My back.
My neck and my back.
Okay. Woohoo.
Yeah, wasn't nothing ergonomic about that other setup. Straight up.
Yes, nice.
Gotta get comfortable, find a new way to
What's going on? What's going on, folks?
Nice.
Nice.
It's good to have you back.
Glad to be back.
Like, they had me singing and everything last week.
Hey, listen, I was encouraging them in the comments now. Yeah. That was a good job, bro.
What you know about
it?
Yeah.
That's for last week.
Let's get it started, nice. I'm trying to make this whole joint explode tonight. And we can start with that dress.
Don't start your stuff.
I'm not ever gonna stop.
I want to thank Courtney, though. Look, it's very nice. I think it's classy, but sexy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the side angle for me.
Don't start your stuff tonight, Mr. Taylor.
Well, I'm sorry, repeat that, por favor.
Courtney, you got me looking really, really nice.
And I'm feeling real snuggly over here with this Paul Daniels joint. You know what I mean? I had to figure out the collar, man, because there was so many options. I hope I got it tucked in right. You know what I'm saying?
And then I was like, can't put your black boots on. He was like, nah, I got to wear my J's.
Got to wear my J's, man, 320. I got some nice slides and boots and little casual shoes, but these J's were just whispering to this sweater. Coordinate.
You look nice.
Thank you, baby.
Yes, baby. This is normally like how we do on date night.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Which we'll talk about that because we still, during COVID, we still do our date.
Yeah, ain't no cough gonna stop the
This
cuddling.
date night tonight.
My wife said, I want to sleep on your chest tonight. I said, I'm going to hold you like a lottery ticket.
You was.
I'm going to hold you like a winning lottery ticket.
Why you had to go to saying all that?
Because we trying to help with the lost art of romance. This is how we really do. Like,
I do. I fall asleep on his chest.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask. He asked me to watch a movie.
If she lay on my chest, it's over. I'm watching it by myself.
What?
Something about that heartbeat, huh? Dun. Yeah.
Your heartbeat, baby.
All right.
Am I sitting okay? Do I need a sheet or am I okay?
I don't think that chair is complaining at all.
I'm not complaining. Thank God.
How y'all doing, man? We will forget y'all here. I had my homeboy say, how come you don't look at the camera? I'm like, look at what I'm looking at. Shit.
Babe.
What's happening?
We going to talk to them tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we got an interesting joint tonight. The lost art of romance. Just let that sink in for a minute. The lost art. It's an art form of romance. So let's cook.
I thought Sean was over there in the candy jar. I was like, nice. Are you in the candy jar? Oh.
I don't know why not. Depending on what I left over there.
Yo.
I'll bind that candy
nice.
jar up in the name of...
Y'all, Ken sleepwalks?
I don't sleepwalk. I
Babe,
eat, but
okay,
I know
sleep,
where I'm
eat.
going. Yeah.
He knows where he's going, but I wake up in the morning and I see food all in the bed, crumbs. I'll be like, so what you eat last night? He be like, yeah, I mean, babe, you got to stop putting candy in the candy jar. He just walks and eats.
Hey, man.
No, my white sheet says no.
I go get that shout and get right back to business.
Would be the first one saying, I got to stop eating sweets because I'm working too hard in the gym.
You got so many options over there.
But you got to be strong.
Man, in my weakness,
that
strength
chocolate.
is made perfect. And that candy table is perfect. I swear I ain't gonna never get a six-pack.
Now you got one.
That's all I want for Christmas. All right, bear with me. Romance is defined as a quality or feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life. So tonight, let's embark on a journey of first gaining knowledge of what romance is supposed to look like in today's millennial courtship, because our current society has severely watered down and even rejected the concept of romance. And instead, we've replaced it with lustful substitutions of love. Some couples entertain swinging in attempts to double up and compound their efforts. Others risk one-night stands that offer greater chances of catching a disease than any true form of lasting satisfaction and emotional closure. And please, let's not overlook our current twerking pandemic that has cunningly pulled the eyes and hearts of most men away from choosing the perfect bouquet of flowers for perfectly wrapped $1 bills in their place. So whether you're hopeless or hopeful, romantics are officially an endangered species. Let's break it down real quick a little further. Has the feeling of mystery slowly decayed in our relationships because we become too comfortable in regularity and consistency? Are we afraid to break up the norm and the monotony because we have a stronger need for control inside of our self-created boxes that we have defined for our relationships? Or perhaps we allow insecurity to talk us out of trying something new because we fear the possible rejection. I cut my joint off. Because we fear the possible rejection. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. The possible rejection that may come from an unwilling participant. But where do we get to freely exercise the word partner if all we fear is recoil and disappointment? Where did the excitement go? Have we filled all of our free time and creative energy with work and children, forgetting that hustle is supposed to actually fund and pay for our happiness, and that children are living reflections and reminders of what our romance can create when we allocate the quality time to invest in each other? And last, when did the ministry of dating take the same turn toward tradition like most churches, losing its divine power from being sandwiched between stacked schedules, empty itineraries, and never-ending commitments, leaving no room for organic intimacy and connection?
Man, shut up.
The remoteness from everyday life is the very reason why we date in the first place. Dating is not to be viewed only as a proving ground that brings two people together. It's actually the vehicle that keeps two lovers moving forward towards the destination of soulmate success. Dating is the power source to be accessed that allows two lovers the ability to disconnect and isolate themselves apart from all of the mundane, the stressful, the frustrating, and even unsuccessful areas in life. Dating is the one place where you should always feel wanted, understood, accepted, needed, valued, and victorious. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. You be killing. I be trying. I'll never do those again because I can't combine that.
But yours be dope too. You got your own flow.
No, thank you. But you say some great, like, some dope stuff. And can't really be sitting in the office before we do Taylor Talk, writing all that up. Like, that's dope. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to that beautiful bang you got sitting over there. Tonight is the night.
That's you. Make me a woman.
You understand
Can
what I'm
you
saying?
play that when we in?
You know what I'm saying?
Dorikas, wasn't that you showing me the lady on Facebook murdering that? Was that you, D? Yeah. I want to hear that afterwards. Okay, come on. Stop playing. Stay on trim.
Coming from a woman, how important is romance to you as it relates to the fulfillment of your heart and your happiness?
Well, it is very important because women we're a lot different from men. We're very emotional. We like to be told that we're beautiful. We like to be told that you love us. We like to be kissed on, hugged on, touched, flowers. I love that kind of stuff. So like if Ken goes like a day or two without doing it, I'd be like, "Are you okay?"
I don't go no day or two. I might go that morning. If I'm quiet in the morning, you be like, "You all right?" I'm picking something up because normally when you wake up, before you can even get the cold out your eye.
I get the kiss.
Yeah. Tell
Good
you how beautiful
morning.
you are.
Yeah, but if you if you just slip that one little, I'll be like, "All right, we okay?" It can't be like, "Yeah, why you say that?" It's very important for a woman to have, especially if she has children, she's cooking, she's cleaning, you know what I mean? We want to feel special. We have to feel it. It's I have to feel it. Some women may not be like that, but for me, it's important for me to have it. Lets me know that I'm doing things okay. You're good. You're satisfied. You know what I mean?
For me as a man, I didn't realize until this marriage how important romance is to me. Romance is like a silent competition that I have with myself. It's the way I gauge if I'm a successful husband or not. Because words are fleeting, happiness can come and go, but I'm always looking to do things that keep you full of butterflies or give you something to look forward to, keeping something on your calendar, shaking things up. And I realized that romance is an investment that pays great dividends. It's like any other stock. You get a stock, you put something into it, you're looking for some kind of return. And I realized that if I keep your cup full, you're going to make sure I'm overflowing. You know what I mean? I really have learned that in a marriage between two soulmates, two true God-joined people, your happiness is my strength. And I say that. It seems cliche, it's something clever I'm trying to say, but truth be told, when you happy and you on 10 or you on 100, like I can focus, I can grind, I know I have your support, I know I'm covered, and that's something that's important to me, and that comes from romance.
Real talk, y'all, because we always keep it real. Like, if we're not talking and we're upset, the both of us can't really do anything. Like, King can't write, we can't, it throws us off. So we're not just saying that, like, we have to be on one accord. Every now and again, he'll text me up from the office and be like, yo, your happiness makes me, like, I got all these ideas, just your smile, man, just seeing you smile. So I think that it plays a part for both of us. You know what I mean?
And I think the misconception is people try to group romance in with sex. Romance is a department all on its own. How can I put this? Because I see it, I want to drop it right. Romance is, help me, Father. Romance is not necessarily a prerequisite to sex. Romance is a lifestyle. Great sex is the byproduct, right? Too often, I know men, because we're visuals, we're lustful, so on and so forth. We wait for moments of romance to express our love. When what it is the bedroom should be the final curtain call. It should be where you roll the credits and you start to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Everything that played a role in making this movie as impactful as it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's why a lot of people have arguments, though, because most women know that. Most men don't. Correct. So you see what I'm saying? So when we start arguing or being like, you know what I mean? Where's the romance? You don't court me. You don't da-da-da-da. And they be like, man, I just put it down on you yesterday.
I painted the house.
Nah, men be quick to be like, man, I put it down last night. You be like, okay, what you got up this morning? Let's eat breakfast together. Let's go walk in the park. Let's go do something. And I think that's how a lot of arguments get started, because most men be like, what more do you want? And it's like that whole romance thing is, there's a lot in between just the bedroom. And some women be like, I don't even want to lay with him tonight, because that's all he want to do. But he don't want to,
See, that's a dope
You get
point,
what I'm
though.
saying?
Yeah, I get it. And let's do it like this, fellas. Just because you physically hit the spot don't mean you emotionally hit the mark.
Come on!
You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm telling you, I get it. We feel like, you come up the plate, you swing, you hit a home run, so on and so forth, but that doesn't mean inside of her heart and her soul that the crowd is going crazy. Yeah. The physical is the lower level. Yeah. It's a lower level of consciousness. That spiritual connection, that true soul connection is way bigger than the physical demonstration. So we have to check our ego at times and not assume that because you're hitting the spot that you're hitting the mark. And the mark is more important, because you could hit the mark, miss a spot, and still...
And see, the crazy thing is, we didn't just start off like this.
No.
You know what I mean? I had to kind of let him know what it is that I like. We had many arguments, about this when we first got together. And so I started letting him know what I like. And then I think every time he bring me flowers, just see me light up. I love flowers, y'all. And every time he bring me flowers, I would light up. What else I love?
Other than flowers? Yep. Hold on, you put me on the spot. Staying with me.
What? I have all of them. Every last one of them you give me.
Oh, cards.
I love cards. Okay. And then let me tell you, Ken take a card and remix it. We are talking about Kendall here, okay? Ken go in and write all his stuff in with they stuff but I love that. I love it. He take a card and he specializes. He makes it just for me. And so every time he bring me a card, bring me flowers, bring me, I was on Prosecco really, really hard. Bring me a nice cold bottle of Prosecco or a nice bottle of red wine. I light up. And then he realized that I love taking baths. So he would run baths for me, go get my carnations and put them in there. Like, it took us a while to get there. So you have to really study your queen. Watch your queen, study her. You know what I mean? It's not just about getting up, going to work. And during COVID, I know, and we should tap on that because a lot of people ain't doing the same things that they were. And so it's even harder now, right? But you have to study your queen. Watch her. Watch her patterns. Watch how she acts when you give her certain things. And then start mastering, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Make a long story short, Ken knows I like to soak. I like to go to spas. Well, right now, the spas, I don't think they're really open. I could be wrong because we used to go to Ballantine all the time. But Ken found the spot where we could go float in, like, Epsom salt, bro. You got to take your wife. So it's like 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in this big bathtub. We posted it. And if you got, like, body problems, neck problems, leg problems, anything, or you just got a lot or heavy on you, I swear it relaxes you. And so he never was in that kind of, he ain't like that kind of stuff. Be honest.
Nah, I just want my massage and go.
Right.
Get the kinks out and let my people go.
I'm the kind to go to the spa and stay
She
all
want the milk bath,
day.
the doggone oat bath, the oatmeal rub, the Similac wrap, the eucalyptus.
They don't have no Similac wrap.
Well, if they did, you would have it.
I sure would.
Let me get that newborn special.
I like to go just sit at the spa. But he sacrifices and takes the time out to now go to the spot with me. And I think he likes it now because it's good for both of us, mentally and physically. So study your queen.
Even that's romantic. And I have to bear this out. Because I'm never going to beat up on my brothers because we here growing. The reason why we fail at times is because we don't need what they need. Mm-hmm. And so the mistake we make as men is we love through our own eyes. That's not love. That's selfishness disguised as love. Mm-hmm. Love is completely selfless. Okay. It's giving, expecting nothing in return. It's serving. It's surrendering. It's pouring out. And sometimes it's like, yeah, you like watching football, but she may not like watching football, right? So the challenge, because sometimes we just don't know and we're not accountable for what we don't know, is we're trying to give maybe what we think we like, what we've seen somebody else do, but we have to get in tune to our women. And I'll give you an example. When Dorikas was here, this past weekend I did a technology disconnect with the youngins. We took 4 little kings, me and my brother, went camping out in the woods. You know what I'm saying? You can check my page. We had a great time. We grilled. We set up like this big 10-people tent. Like it was like
Ken had him out there eating tofu burgers, y'all.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? But here's the kicker. I forgot my sleeping bag. I got everything because it was in the front of the house. I was loading everything in the garage. Long story short, I forgot my sleeping bag. So once we got the tent set up, bro had the boys out fishing. I shot back. I had to stop at the store because we needed a couple extra items. I got to the store. I thought about my wife. I knew her and Dorikas was going to do a photo shoot. So while I'm at the store getting my items, I grabbed 2 bottles of wine. And you were supposed to get up with Rashia that night. I grabbed some flowers. I walked in the house. She was like, "What is this?" I said, "I know you ain't been able to leave the house today. I know you want a glass of wine." And I said, "I know Rashia going to catch up. And I'm just going to put some little flowers in here to spruce up y'all little situation. And I'm out." That's romance.
Don't forget, though, who told you left the sleeping bag?
That's accountability.
That's romance. Wait, I saw it coming. I was like, thank you. I seen it coming. I'm like, look at him. He moving around. He trying to make sure everybody's straight. I was just looking. I was like, "You need it?" He was like, "Babe, I got it. Looked up in the sleeping bag.
My whole situation.
And the whole fishing, like the fishing
yeah,
stuff.
I ended up
in
not
there.
needing that. We were super straight. You know.
Well, I just want to see. I had your back though.
I appreciate
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
I was willing to meet you halfway.
You was, you know what I mean? But you was up under the dryer, so that wasn't going to happen. My point is romance isn't always about something that's going to directly benefit you. I've learned over time that anything that benefits my wife benefits me. So I didn't do it thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get." I definitely wasn't going, because I was gone that night. So that wasn't my angle. My angle was just making sure that you were straight. And the look on your eye let me know that you was like, "Yo, it was thoughtful. You weren't even thinking about it. I was so in tune with my wife's situation that day that I was able to incorporate my store run because of something I left into a moment for my wife. That's romance. It doesn't have to be just dating. It doesn't have to just be love making. It can be just the thoughtful things, just the selfless acts of kindness. They go a long way.
I think that this is, all right, dope. This topic right here is great because everything that we're talking about, I think it breaks up a lot of relationships. It does, like if the male or the female is missing, like some of that, like girls get together and be like, if he could just do this, and if he could, and guys get with their guys and be like, yo, it's just, I love her, but it's just this one little thing that I think that if we study each other more, like I think it boils back down to that studying your mate, studying your partner, and figuring out what it is that they like and what it is that they need, and even asking questions. Relationships and marriages will last longer. You know what I mean?
You romance is dying because humility is dead. I'm a root thing. I think about what's at the root. I see an issue, I see conflict, and I don't respond. I'm like, okay, but what's at the root? This is a manifestation of the thing. But if we don't get to the root, it's going to pop its head back again. When you peel back the layers of romance, it's humility. And a lot of couples, and we've been there, that's actually the next demonstration, we've been there where there's a stalemate. There's an emotional standoff that takes place. She's standing looking at me, her hand on her guns. I'm looking at her, my hand on my gun. And we ready to shoot before we are willing to open our arms and extend a generous act of kindness or an olive branch. Humility has to take place. Like you said, the woman's on this end saying, if he would just do this. And he's on this end saying that she would just do that. But nobody's taking that step of humility, especially men being leaders, and taking the first step saying, okay, I see my relationship is off course. I'm the leader. I'm the head. I'm the model. Let me take the first step to put us back on track, to start moving forward and getting back into happiness and peace and tranquility. There's this standoff that takes place. And if it lasts too long, the divorce attorney is sitting over there, and he's going to be the one to referee that situation when you had the opportunity to do it yourself. It's about humility. So that's the next bit. I was like, reflect on the time you felt our romance was being crippled and disabled. And what did you or I or we do to help rejuvenate it and get it back on track? Because everybody has that issue, that time in their marriage where they're struggling to bounce back.
I would definitely say, to be honest, like when we most of the time when we're working like big jobs or I'm in the studio, you know what I mean? I think we would have trouble then. And then when COVID hit, like, swear, I was just like, hold up, because date night was our thing. You know what I mean?
COVID hit, and we were in the middle of a full home remodel.
Yes.
Like, COVID hit, and we were isolated. We couldn't even come downstairs for like months.
And then I had a knee surgery. So it was like I couldn't do, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, that was a rough time for us. And I remember, like, I started acting out, and we figured out something to do. What was it? What did we do?
We started cooking in the corner.
Oh, my.
We started our own little cooking in the corner.
Yo, he ain't lying. I got the stove right in the kitchen. It had two eyes
stove
on it. And I was in his office cooking.
My office was a makeshift kitchen.
Yep. Them was some of the best
And we
meals.
started cooking in the corner.
Having wine,
having little meals,
playing tongue.
And we was watching the young Pope and the new Pope.
Yeah.
We started finding things to
try to do.
Spend time together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then when they kind of opened certain things back up, you know, even if we were on the road or if I was in the studio, I would be like, yo, let me check myself. Because me and him, we spatting. And I know some people done heard us spat. We don't care.
Yeah, we know you done heard us.
We know you heard us.
We still here, though.
We still here.
Spat.
Boy, I be in there with me and Ken B. I be in soprano, he be in tenor.
We be on the tour bus. She up in the front sleeping with the girls. They like, why is she up here? Or she mad at him?
They never knew. Played it off really good.
Y'all knew.
But that's relationship. And that's how it goes. And when I started realizing that I had to take my mind so much off of meet and greet and rehearsal and sound check, my husband needs me. He's crying out for my attention. And if I would do him like that, he knew it. Like, yo, you just need my attention. Let's do something. You know what I mean? So I think, like, even in this time with during COVID, because I think, Sean, didn't you say Maryland just went back into phase one?
Yeah. They shut them down
Okay.
again.
They're shutting down. So I feel like there may be another shutdown. And I think a lot of y'all who are watching probably already know that. And so it's good to have this conversation because if they do shut it down, we got to think outside the box. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to play cards, learn. Go to Target, get you some Monopoly, get some chess. And I still ain't that good at chess because I don't believe you want to teach me because you know I will beat you. But like really, you got to start figuring out certain things to do. Like me and Kim be doing Bible study together on the Sabbath. I be calling him and be like, "So did you know such and such and such and such?" You know what I mean? And it brings us closer together. Cook a meal, put the light the candles, run her a bath, ladies. Like don't expect for him to do everything either. Like bring out the outfits, do something strange for a little bit of change.
Let me see that shoulder again.
So that's my answer for that. I realized when we would be working and focus on like big projects, we would just spat. And when COVID first hit, we were discombobulated because we had a rhythm. You know what I mean? Especially me being off the road and off tour for a while. We created a very strong rhythm and we kind of took a hit when that happened. What about you?
People love to, we did it one time. We was talking about power couples. And how people love to put that phrase on there. People love to say, that's my favorite power couple, so on and so forth. But do you understand what a power couple means? We're always at war with forces outside of us. Yeah. They're trying to make us bend to their agenda. They want us to move to the beat of their drum. They want to dictate what we are worth and what we will pay or what we will be paid. So we're constantly at war. And so with that, we have to do certain things to remind us, I'm not at war with you. We may have differences of opinion, but you my ace. Like, at the end of the day, I'd rather walk in that room with you versus anybody else. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I've realized that I've had to kill my ego, kill my pride, and my selfishness. Because before I got married, I came from relationships where I wanted things my way. And if it wasn't my way, we out. Like, I was that guy. I was that guy where, yeah, I'm at my match. You know, it's two alphas, one name. But I had to break that. Because I can't just go sit in my office or leave all day and just wait for it to fix itself. I am a leader. I volunteered for this. I signed up for this. Nobody forced me to be in this position. But with this title, there comes responsibility and there comes mandates from God that I cannot avoid or abort. So I've learned to get better at trying to be the first one to move forward. A lot of times I would be hesitant because no man wants rejection. That's a part of it. Like, if your wife is upset with you, y'all not speaking, y'all not making love, y'all not holding hands, y'all not being affection, yeah, that first time you go in there, she may shoot it down. Wear her down. She don't want to speak when you come to the door, shoot her. There been days my wife would lock the bedroom door and I slide a letter up under there. I might even see it in the trash can the next day. Straight up. Pride be pricked. But we go hard at anything else we want. If we want that deal, we're relentless. If we want that recognition, we're so ambitious. There's nothing else on this planet that I should have more zeal and more drive than to be successful at the contents of her heart and mastering her heart. And that means I have to prioritize what's important in my life while at the same time looking at these qualities that I have in my life and applying them to my marriage. I have to look at my marriage like a grand design. What do I want it to look like? Considering what you want, what the kids need, then I have to be the architect to figure out how to make that happen. I can't just sit on the sidelines and just wait on God to be God. God waiting on me to be a man. And that's what helps move me out of that place. And I remember sometimes, it was one time we weren't speaking about something. You were mad at me. I don't know what I did. Probably I did it. But, you know what I mean? That too, just accepting responsibility that, boom, thank you, Father. A lot of times we get caught up in disagreements because the thing that offended my wife is not something I would be offended about. It doesn't matter. If it offended her, if it upsets her, then it's a problem because the things that offend her don't offend me. So it may be a situation I'm like, yo, why are you crying over that? Why you moping over that? It hurt her. I'm looking at it through my eyes, as I said earlier, so I'm overlooking the impact that it made on her. You know, you have to pull that kind of stuff back. And there was a time when that had happened, and I was just being short-sighted, and I was like, you want to go out to the lake? You want to get out? You want to go out there and get on the boat? You know, I feel like Don Corleone, I made her an offer she couldn't refuse. And I was like, yo, you want to go out in the lake? She was like, sure.
I love the water.
I could have been a prick and been like, oh, so that's not it's a yes or a no. It's a,
right.
nah, the door is opening for me to put some romance back in there instead of having my own expectations. She said, sure, I'm going to take that sure. And by the end of the night, I'm going to make it a yes.
I'm sick of it. Because, you know, I love water. So, but I think that's another thing when you said that this popped up in my head. We have to stop hijacking our partner's feelings. So, for example, and I was watching something on TV today. I was watching one of my shows, y'all. I was heated, wasn't I? Ooh, I was like, why is she doing that? But we got to stop hijacking. So let's say if your wife come to you and she like, you know what, nice? Or, babe, you know, you hurt my feelings when you said or when you done such and such yesterday. And then you hijack it by saying, well, you hurt mine too when you did it last week. It's like, well, it's not your time, though. You had your time. You should have said something about it.
All the time.
Oh, my God. I used to be like, yo. But do you feel that way today? Do you feel that way today?
I used to go to the Old Testament on my wife.
I used to be like,
Did Lisa call you today or something?
Lisa, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We have to stop doing that because that means you're disregarding, like, it's like, but this is how I feel now. And you made me feel that way, and you had all the time, you had every right to bring it up when you felt that way, but this is my feeling. Let me have it. Don't hijack it, and we can get, you know what I mean? And because I feel like from what I was watching today, I noticed that the guy kept doing it to the girl, and she was talking about how she felt. He kept saying, you know, but you did it to me like last month when we were at such and such. You're hijacking that person's feelings.
Because the truth be told, he didn't mention anything about it when it happened.
Right.
Because it's not one of those things that bothers him. And I was doing the same thing in my relationship. So I'm just picking on stuff. This ain't what we do. I would see you not load the dishwasher, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, shit, who cares? I'll come back and load it. Then one day she'll say, Kendall, you didn't load the dishwasher. And I'm like, nah, you ain't loaded the other day.
I think that did happen one time, though, babe.
But
you did
argue
say
about no dishwasher.
But one time, no, we was arguing about something else, and you was like, well, what if I said, because, you know, sometimes at night I get Dallas in the bed. I'm cooking and cleaning all day. We have white floors, white marble floors.
A lot of whiteness.
So I have to mop all day long. And I think we got into a little spat, and you was like, that's just like me saying you didn't put the dishes in the dishwasher, and I did. And I was like, are you kidding me? We did. We had that.
I think it was about the laundry, though, but it's all good.
It was. You tried to tell me I wasn't putting enough clothes in the wash machine.
I'm frugal, bro. I walk through this house. If you ain't in the room, cut that light off. You ain't running that water, cut that water off.
It ain't have nothing to do with the argument, though.
I was trying to win.
I'm done. But, hey, at least we be out.
I'm honest about mine. You can't call me a prick. You can't call me nothing because I'm going to let you know.
So what did I tell you, though? I said wash your own clothes. Then.
And I went in there and got the fold and creasing.
He in there washing. I'm like, look.
I was in there like the laundromat, that washing fold. It was stupid. And it took me a while to get out that doghouse, too. I was just going to go ahead and renovate that bad boy.
I was like, you know what? Wash your own clothes, cook your own food, just do everything.
Yeah, she shut the whole. Man, what I hate when my wife get mad, I don't eat right. I don't eat good. My wife would go in there and she has mastered the one portion dinner. She would go in there and whip up a portion fit for a queen only. And I smell it. And I smell it, right? And then she go right back in that room. I can hear it too. I hear that door close. I be like, well, I can either go in there and face her or just befriend my couch. But I have gotten better though. I come in there. My wife.
No.
My wife will sleep on the edge of the bed like this. If she sneeze, she'll fall off. She ain't try like she don't put the pillows between us no more. That was like second year of marriage. But now my wife, I come in there and she hear me like if she wake up in her sleep, see I done came back to the bedroom.
Yeah.
She will lean over to the edge of the bed like a gymnast. Be late, boy. I'm trying to tell you. And then when I wake up in the morning, she gone. She ain't got nowhere to go. She out the door at 8 o'clock. I see her on the ring. And I'm like,
at home Marshalls.
All I gotta do is look at the bank statement. I'm like, okay, I see where she at. I see where she at. I see how she feeling.
That's me, guilty.
But I gotta figure out some way to get you back. You know what I'm saying? And it's small of a crack, a peep through a window. We have to take opportunity that is men. We can't expect when things are dry for a woman to open up both doors and let them swing open. Nah, it might be a peephole. Squeeze your pride through that peephole and get your relationship back on track. And remember the times that, brought you together, that keep you together, that sustain you. Those things have to be more important than our ego and our pride. Nah, baby.
Yes.
If you lean to try to help me, you're going to get them something more than I want them to see.
Really?
Yes, let
I
me
told
get
you
my
I had
own.
a sheet over
Let me
there.
get my own pillow. My own pillow. All right. So talk about it nice. Oh, boom. You often say, baby, we can't lose our spice. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean by that when you say lose our spice, and how do we maintain our spice? Because that's one thing you always say, like we get ready to go on a date night, or if we ain't been out in a while. Boom. Let me flip the question this way. This just came to me. You know how, like, if we ain't been on a date in a while, we could be busy as I don't know what, no time for a date. I'll know how you act out. You'll be like, this is boring. All we do is all we do is work, do this, that, I'm bored. And that's when I'm like, she need a date. She need a reason to get dressed up, look like this, right, huh? She want to look like this, right, huh? You know what I mean? And we had to keep the spice in there, because there are moments when you just want to go on a date. You want to put on a nice heel. You want to show me, what I'm risking out here in these streets.
I mean, I'm very spontaneous. I'm a Cancer. So, like, I could just look at Ken tomorrow and be like, let's go to Jamaica.
I'd be like, man, what's the budget? I'm like,
I'd be like, you want to go to Jamaica? He'd be like, when? I'd be like, tomorrow. I'd be so serious.
she be dead serious, though.
Yeah. But, I watched a lot of the older couples growing up. And Cancers are hopeless romantics. We love hard. I told Kendall the other day, we were watching, I don't know if it was a movie or a show. It was a show. And all of the sisters were gathered around talking. She was trying on a wedding dress, and she was like, ever since I was a little kid, I always imagined myself, with my wedding like this and my wedding like, and what I said to you.
You say you never had those thoughts.
I never had those thoughts, but I had thoughts of what real love would look like just being in love and having somebody to be, good to me and I be good to them. And I would look at certain relationships when I was growing up, and I could see the marriages that were torn and the marriages that were strong. My mother always would talk about, there was this lady who worked at one of Dallas's schools when he was like in pre-K, and she was from High Point. And every time my mother would see her, she would tell me the same story, and I knew that whatever this man had did with his wife, and he had passed, by the way, but whatever he had did with his wife, it left a mark on my mother so strong that she would tell me the same story, forgetting that she would tell me that every time she would see this lady. And she would say, that lady right there, her husband was crazy about her. He didn't want for nothing. And when he passed, it took a toll on her, because she couldn't find anybody else quite like him. It was hard for somebody to follow his footsteps. And so I said that to say this. When I was young, I would see other relationships that, older couples, that I would be like, yes, something's not right in that relationship. Or I would, just see my mother and my father and certain things that I was like, that wasn't right. And so I would sit back and be like, it's probably because they don't do this. It's probably because they don't do that. She's got kids. I could tell I would go over some of my friends' houses, and the mother would always be in the kitchen cooking, cleaning, doing hair, making sure they was getting to school, da-da-da-da. And the dad was working a third shift, and he had a job. You could tell that there was no romance. And that was one thing that I always fantasized when I said, when I get married, I'm never going to drop the ball on that, because I believe that when that ball is dropped, then the relationship has fallen. But that woman, that one woman that worked at Dallas school, and that her husband who had took such good care of her, that mark was on my mother so heavy that she talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And so when you have that, he courted her. My mama said she didn't have to want for nothing. And she was good to her husband because he was good to her. So they didn't separate, they didn't divorce, he passed away. And so I'm saying that that's something I always fantasized as a kid is I saw the wrong, and I just for some reason knew what was right. Like if you could just, add this, and if the woman could have her kids but not let herself go and get so caught up in her kids where she forgets about her husband, because these are our big babies too. I don't care what you say. Sean, Rodriguez, y'all, I don't care how old y'all get as men, y'all are still your wife. Y'all big babies. And if Lisa was here, she would probably say amen. And so your man needs that attention, and so does your woman. And I believe that romance is so important. So I always knew, like, when I get, married, if I get married, because real talk, y'all, I never thought I would. I thought I would be singing Free Yourself all my life. And Derikas can amen that, because I would tell him I don't think I will go ever get married. I'm going to be one of those, legends in the game that never got married because nobody understood me. But thank God that the plan that he had for my life was totally different than what I thought. And so everything that I thought about when I was younger, and everything that I've seen in the good and the bad relationships, I knew what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do.
I don't know how I'm supposed to come behind that. You know what I'm saying? With dudes, it's the total opposite. We're not raised from a youth to be romantic. We're taught to conquer. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Build, take over, dominate, add, notch on the belt. So romance is a foreign language. Again, I tell people all the time, I never saw my mom be romanced. I never saw any man romance a woman. It just came a point in time when I think all of us, we know what to do. We know what it takes, but I think we use certain things as an excuse to not rise up and reach the bar of excellence and our best effort. So on my end, keeping spice in my relationship, like, it's an all-day thing. Like, let's be clear. First of all, I'm crazy about my wife. Don't play. Don't touch it. You know I'm not playing. Yeah, I don't play. If she happened to wink at me and give me a smile, I'm like, yo, that's a beautiful smile you got there, buddy. You know what I mean? All day long, if she walk past me, I'm smacking something. Facts. Facts. They've seen it. Anybody around me seen it. Like, it's anybody that's been around me and my wife in real time outside of this platform know that we are a very touchy-feely couple, that I'm always loving on her. I'm always complimenting her. And I study my wife. What are the chances of you walking in this house with a new pair of lashes, a new earring, a new nail color, anything new, and I don't notice it? What are the chances that you slide in a pair of shoes and I'm like, oh, I ain't never seen those, just like I looked at those when you brought those out?
It's so bad to the point where I be at Derikas or he be over here on the nail people, and I be like, I don't know if my husband will like it. I think he'll like this color. Or Derikas, we did a shoot, and I was like, you got to take this ponytail.
And I love that hairdo. Like, I need to see that again, bro. Help me out.
I was like, you got to take this out, because between him and Dallas, you know what I mean? But he's right. He pays attention to everything.
I study you. And that's the main thing. How you going to spend your life with somebody and have no desire to study and master that which they are? You're wasting their time and your time, and therefore you're holding her hostage. So because my wife is my wife and she is my soulmate, I study every move, every mood, everything about her, so that I can serve her and put her in a place where she feels secure. And to me, that's romance. Again, it's not always physical. Boom. One thing I had failed at probably the first 4 or 5 years of our marriage that I now realize hits you like romance is when I really listen to you. When I really hear you out and I don't cut you off and I respond and demonstrate based off what you said, that does something to you. So now I be like Dumbo with the joints.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
don't.
Cause you know I will.
Hey.
I don't know nothing else.
Children. I think some children. Children watching.
My point on closing this piece right here is that I've realized that romance comes in many forms. It's not always in a flower. Do you know romance can be silent sometimes? It doesn't have to be such a loud and bodacious example. It could be simply listening. It could be simply just holding her hand. It could be the way I always open the door for you. My wife is not allowed to carry anything around me but her purse. We was somewhere the other day and you reached for the door and I popped your hand. Yeah.
6 years old.
Well, you ain't learned. But I open my wife's door. I open all doors. I carry everything. If we getting groceries out of the truck and she's like, babe, I can help. I said, I know you can, but you gonna go in the house. I'd rather make 2 trips.
Trying to put 20 bags.
I mean, I be coming out that joint looking like an octopus. But I don't want my wife carrying no bags.
But here's the key to that. I earned that.
That's a fact.
Ladies, I earned that. So you have to do your part too. I mean, run your man a hot bath, light some candles up, cook for him, get you some, fruit. I think you know where I'm going with this. Cater to him. And guess Lisa, cater to him.
That's a fact.
And guess what? Now I don't have to open doors. I don't have to touch bags. I earned that.
She buy a purse or buy a bag because she want to buy it. Like, Hondurans be on the mission. I just be waiting to see what they come back with. But at the end of the day, I take pride in that. And another thing, too, I remember the first time you outwardly called me king. And they just felt like going crazy about it. But what they didn't realize is I never asked you to call me king. I never demanded it. I never even saw it coming. But I think it's because you were being treated like a queen in private that moved you to demonstrate me as your king outwardly. So this ain't no puppy name. Be honest, the puppy name she give me, I don't want those ever spoken on Taylor Talk. They don't sit well.
But you can say everything else about me, but I can't tell them what I call you.
But I don't call you no. Oh, yeah, I do. That's facts, though.
What? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Those are big facts. All caps, like how you text
okay.
people.
Do you know Dallas told me I was capping the other day?
Dallas be ready.
He was like, stop capping. I was like, now watch this. I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I didn't even know what capping meant. I hear the young people saying it. I'm like, okay, that's a new thing. So when he said it, I said, so what does that even mean? He said, you lied. I said, are you calling me a liar? He said, I didn't call you a liar. I said, you lied.
Scrap be ready, man.
I'm sick of it.
I gave him the right name, Scrap. You ready?
Jesus Christ.
All right. So closing and then comments. If what would you say to a woman if you overheard her conversation and you were moved to talk to her in relation to how she can go back and reclaim the romance in her marriage? Because there's a lot of people watching tonight. There's people that this will be forwarded to and shared with, and that's a salute. But people are really trying to find that spark back because statistically during COVID, when it first hit, divorces had spiked 35% because people are now being stuck at home and they're face-to-face being confronted with a relationship they don't like, where they don't like the outcome. They don't like what they've created, what they've designed. What would you say to a woman who's desperately looking for some advice of how to get her husband to look at her like that again, to focus on her, to think about her when he's outside of her presence, because she feels like she's losing that man right now?
Oh, so he is the other way. I was thinking something different. So basically she feel like her man is not giving her the romance.
Like the romance is gone, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna attack it from the men, but for a woman who is in a situation where she sees her romance slipping away, she's looking for what can she do?
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying this and kind of taking it in another direction. I think that when the romance is lost, it's not just on the male; it's on the both of them. Something has happened where the both of them have said something, done something. So I would start off by saying this: truly, you have to ask God to help you forgive him, because if you don't forgive him for whatever was said or whatever was done, there will be no romance. It won't even it won't happen. So I would say you have to start off by asking for forgiveness and stop holding your husband or your boyfriend hostage of their past, because that's not fair. Right? So once you forgive him and you're not holding him hostage anymore for his past and what he has done and said, then you've got to begin to forgive yourself, because you said some things too, because it blocks the romance. It really does. It blocks it. Once you forgive yourself, then you got to sit back and once again start back studying your husband or your boyfriend so that you can see the things that they like and what you can do and make it fun and make it sexy, right? I think it starts with forgiveness.
For the men, the kings, husbands, boyfriends, potential, the word that just came to me was plateau. You know how you working out and you got a routine? You got chest, back, shoulders, calves, legs. But if you keep doing that same thing over time, you won't get any results. You hit a plateau. Sometimes we have to stop trying to do what got us here and do something new that's going to take us to the next place. XYZ may have worked to get her, and then ABC may have worked in your first couple years of the relationship. But just like anything else that you train, you have to shake it up. You have to go back and hit different body groups, different ways, different days. You have to superset. You have to isolate. You have to do the same thing in your relationship when you want it to grow. It's like anything else. Love is a muscle. It has to be trained. Think outside the box. So therefore, pour your cup out. Pour your cup out. And allow yourself the room to be open to learning something new. Don't look at your homeboy's relationship. Don't look at what your father did. Don't look at what your mother did. Please don't listen to this music. Please don't do that. Sometimes, especially when it's a righteous relationship, you can ask God to grant you the wisdom and the direction to do a new thing. He said grace and mercy are new every single day. So every single day you can tap into a power source that's beyond your limitations to help you woo and seduce your woman's heart. And listen to her. If it works, it works. Boom. Last thing. Be emotionally strong enough to handle loving criticism. We went through that. And pride was about to kick up because she was like, well, truth be told, I like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, facts. For a moment, I was going to be like, rah. But I realized, nah, you're giving me the cheat code.
And Lord, when you figured it out.
You better watch yourself.
Oh, my God.
Because you're dealing with a full-grown husband.
Oh.
I'm a full-grown husband. But that also means that just because you lead don't mean you can't be taught. Humble yourself and be like, babe, what do you like? Yeah. What does make you happy? What fulfills you? What excites you? What pushes you over the cliff?
Teach me how to love you. Show me I'm willing to learn.
Can you imagine somebody giving you the cheat code, giving you the answers to the test, and you failing?
Ooh, come on.
Can you imagine having the answers to the test and failing? Or think about what people would pay for that information. Set up a nice dinner, man. Have a little glass of wine, man. Throw on something nice. Shave, my brother. Take a bath, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Be that which you desire. You know, you don't want her stomach out, tuck yours in. You know what I'm saying? But create an atmosphere that's conducive for vulnerability and transparency and openness and sensitivity. And ask the questions that are beyond your current condition. And she wants it. So when she lays it out, demonstrate. I'm talking about if she say, go down here, make a left, and then go to the fish shop, make a right. Don't try to find the scenic route. Go the way she's telling you, and vice versa. If you ask your man, you ask your king, what do you like? And he's giving you the cheat code. Take advantage of that's precious information.
Well, why you don't take the route I like to this gym?
Because I don't go with you, girl.
Me and Ken, I think you be trying to race me, though.
Why would I race you? I drive too slow to race you. I've been pimping since been pimping.
We'll drive separate cars, and I'll be like, Ken, it's quicker if you make this right here, put you right at the gym.
I like the view that I go. I'm used to it.
Ken go straight every time.
You know
I
what?
go ahead and take that right.
Truth be told.
And I pulled out in front of you that day.
And after that day, I go back a different way, but I still go the way that I go. That's compromise. I go the way I've been going, but I take your way home. Yes, I should take the same way that I take home.
I mean,
I got pride on my way to the gym, and I got humility on my way home. That's the making of a great workout. I do, man. One day we were leaving out the gym, and she went that way. I said, why is she going that way?
And I beat
I
you.
pulled up to the house. She in the house chilling. About took a shower. We ain't but 10 minutes from the gym.
I ain't gonna lie, though. Can I tell you something?
What you do?
I be speeding, trying to prove a point.
Oh, honesty is good for the soul.
I be speeding.
You be capping. You be capping.
It is it's quicker.
You be capping, kiddo.
It's quicker.
Yeah, when you doing
I just
60
want
down
you
to 35.
No.
That's Tybola.
I just want you to feel the steam.
Oh, don't bring
of
them
when
tickets to this family. Do not bring them tickets to this
I
family.
ain't never had a ticket.
Yeah, because you get away with because you Kurt. Hey, my bald head butt pull over. I'm trying not to get shot.
I did get stopped one day, and then he came to the car, and I smiled. He said, Fantasia, now why you driving this fast? I said, I'm just trying to get a high point, man. He let me go. Right. Won't he do it? That's favor.
Won't he do it for you? You know his mama love you. She voted for you. Ain't nobody voted for me.
I speed a little bit.
So that's how you beat me.
Because, no, it's quicker.
Questions? Derricus?
Hey guys.
What's up, bro?
Guys. Listen, I have to go straight to this. I'm gonna tell you what it was for me tonight. And Kendall, you gotta teach me how to say this. When she needs to look like this right here. How did you say? Wait. When she need to look like this right here.
Yeah, look like that right here. Look like that right there.
Sound like a whole, like an old person.
You saying you talking about look like that right there?
That's not like that. How you do
Look
it?
like that right there.
Play them keys, go in there and get your
That
soul.
sound like I got oil money. Yeah, you over there looking like that right there. You know, I stumble over these big lips from time to time. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Tonight on the program. No. The first question on tonight is, how do you keep the kids from draining the romance?
Melatonin.
No, real talk. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Melatonin.
I'm gonna try to say this without being too.
I'm sorry.
You were wrong for that.
I'm so serious.
We just had a conversation not too long ago where we came into an agreement that if we need our time, okay, we can't wait till everybody in the house goes to bed.
He at school, ain't he?
It doesn't work. So by the time we hit the sack, we be tired. So my husband wake up next morning like, man, you did all that talking and you was snoring. We got to come to an agreement. We got to switch up the hours.
Like, what are we waiting the whole day for? Are we allergic to sunlight? Or are we doggone day walk vampires out this joint?
Gotta switch. You have to figure out a schedule. You got to make the time. You got to come into an agreement, make the time, figure it out, and yeah, don't wait forever because you know by the end of the night, them kids going to be then wore you out. And sometimes you got that one child that be up creeping. And that's when you might want to try a little melatonin.
And if you know, everybody's different. Some people don't like the light. You're insecure about your body or you whatever, then get some darker curtains. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to salvage and protect that area of your life. But for real, I was in my office one day, man. I would never. Yeah, it's probably best we go on. I don't trust myself right about now. I don't trust myself. You right. Yeah, you right. Nah, I wasn't. I was going to echo what you said, but there's no point in even. Yeah. You take my mic. Them rates gonna be sky high next week, girl.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I'll be on it.
Yeah. So, next question.
My bad.
So, watching the Jeffersons is cool, and I mean, looking out the window is okay. Going to McDonald's is fine. But what happens when you're dealing with somebody who think they're romantic and they're really not?
Okay. All right.
I mean, watching these sitcoms is fun,
It goes back to when Ken was just saying, like, my wife was just telling me something. I thought you got to be able to talk to your partner and just be like, yo, how he said, I'd be like, I'm bored. We got to do something different. We got to switch it up. And I think it's hard for people to do that because you be so scared you're going to hurt your partner's feelings, especially with the men. It's hard to come to y'all. Y'all be on some other stuff. So the woman don't even want to say it. We'll hold it in for years because we don't feel like y'all will come back in love.
A loving way. Yeah.
So work on that. You got to just be able to tell them, like, let's go to Jamaica. When? Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Like I can't speak for all men. I'm open to putting my mistakes on the altar in hopes that it benefits a man. There's 2 times I know for a fact in my relationship where years had passed before my wife told me something. And that hurt me. It hurt me that I had been so blind to the truth of the matter. I think when you told me, the weight of it just sat on me so hard, I couldn't even, I honestly had to salute you because I'm like, yo, you been quiet about that for years. We have to be able to manage our insecurities, brothers. And that's one of the biggest things, like the biggest narrative in the Salute First program is that men are very emotional. We're very insecure. We don't like to admit it because we cover it with toxic masculinity and we overcompensate it. But at the very end of the day, especially men who were raised by single mothers, very emotional. But we have to get to a point where a woman can come to us and let us know what they need for them, and we don't take it personal as an assassination of our character or our attempts. That is your partner. That is your best friend who's not trying to hurt you or belittle you. She's trying to give you a jewel and a nugget to be able to give something to her so you can get more of what you enjoy in abundance. And if you don't handle it correctly, you're going to lose everything that's on the table in the first place. So just check your insecurity, man, and know that when she's correcting and saying, I'd rather go to McCormick and Smith's instead of McDonald's, it's just because she wants to switch it up a little bit. She's not attacking your cash flow. She's not saying you're not a man. She's just saying that there's more out there. I want to experience it with you.
I always get excited. Before everything happened in the pandemic, me and Ken would try different restaurants. We have our favorite restaurants. And I would literally get excited when I would see other, especially young black couples walk in. I would get excited. I'd be like, okay, all right. They be dressed up. Dude pull out a chair. They would always, either eat first and come speak to us or speak to us when they first walk in. But I would get excited for that because a lot of young black men were not taught how to court and how to say, yo, get dressed. I'm going to take you somewhere. And I'm going to work and save my money up. And I'm going to go, the bill going to be a little pricey. You know what I mean? But I'm going to save. And we going to go. You can have whatever you like. You can get that steak. You can get that. You know what I mean? Because it's something that we just don't do. So I would always get excited when I would see other black kings and queens walk in looking nice, coming to a nice restaurant and pushing the envelope, like pushing themselves to do different things.
Like if you want to be called a king and you want to go to bed knowing that you got your marriage intact, measure yourself by, can you tell your wife to pack a bag?
I love when you tell me pack a bag too, boo.
Can you tell your wife to pack a bag, meaning you've mapped out the spot, you got the reservation, you got the bottle of wine, you've already went to Victoria's Secret, she got a little pink bag sitting right there, you got a car. When you get there, like, get to the point that you can tell your wife to pack a bag.
And I'll be so corny when he
Man, she be walking through here like a three. Everybody in the house, everybody in the family know when I done told my wife to pack it. Girl, my husband taking me.
Yep.
And I like that feeling. Like, that's success to me. That's success to me. When I can tell my wife, yo, pack a bag. No, and she be like, what? I'm like, don't ask me nothing. Just pack a bag. She be like, okay.
Should we pack one soon? Should we pack a bag?
If you my wife, it ain't a whole bag. I do that. I be playing with my wife like, hey, babe, pack a whole bag.
Shut up.
No, this real talk. Have fun. Have fun. I be like, go and pack your little whole bag, girl.
Oh,
you
God.
know what I'm saying? She know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus. Oh,
Christ is risen.
no.
Yes. Because somebody going to go do it. They going to be like, babe, Ken said, pack your little whole bag. and she going to go in there and get...
And as soon as they get to arguing that night, she like, hey, you call me
They
up.
probably comment right now, girl, I got me a whole bag, got dust on it.
Call her friend the next night. Girl, I got mad at him. He didn't call me a hoe.
I said bag.
You know how we do, though.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Yeah. Don't bring me into your divorce proceedings. I'm out of here.
But I was wondering,
What's up?
did you want to pack a bag? Because should we go?
Hey,
I'm
don't.
so serious.
Hey, you know what it is next Friday? It's nothing. Go somewhere else and observe the Sabbath.
Jesus, because they closing everything up, baby. We got to go
Might need to
quick.
come on there and let me in. See that smile right there? That's what I'm talking about. Hey.
Okay, all right.
Look, so somebody said, good question because Family Feud ain't it.
What they say?
Good question because Family Feud ain't it. Family Feud.
Everybody on one tonight.
Yeah, we having a good time, man. Yeah.
Family Feud is not it.
There'll be some babies made tonight. Don't name them after me.
Okay, because this is the last question, and then y'all. This is the last question, I promise. Okay, I asked this question to you both separately. Is there a moment in your relationship, in the time that you've been together, that you could live over and over again? That a moment or an incident or a time that happened in your relationship that it could just happen over and over and over again?
I'm going to go first, but we have a lot of those. But for me, it would be when we first met, and I invited you to my birthday party.
Up in D.C.
Yep.
Salute.
And I was singing, and most of you know when I'm singing, I'm like really, really caught up, and I don't really see much. But I saw, first of all, who said you way up there?
I was glad to be up there.
Oh.
I was trying to take in the fact that this is what being with you means. Like, this is a lot.
Anyway, I look up top, and it's like I don't see nobody else but Ken. And he looks at me, and he salutes me, and I salute him back. Yeah. And, like, from there, I was just like.
Everything just stood still.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
You know how she do that thing? She be like, y'all sitting there being all cute. It's people ain't got the activities of their limbs. People would pay good money to be sitting up here. Y'all need to get up. So I stood up. Everybody else stood up. I'm still shook. I'm like, man, am I supposed to be here? You know what I mean? There's a lot of, and she said a birthday party. I'm thinking, 100 people, some cake and ice cream. She got 112 and tweet and go band. I'm like, man, I can't compete with this. Because, when you first meet somebody, you like, I can't offer her nothing.
Oh, my God.
I can't offer her nothing. And she was like, get up. So I'm up there in the eye bleed seat. The nosebleeds was right here. I was in the eye bleed seats. And with my one good eye, I stood up. Straight up. Yeah, she was like, Cyclops 3, row 4. And I stood up like this, and I hit her with this, and she looked at me and hit me with them, and I was like, all right, maybe we can do this. Yeah. My moment, I'm about to be corny, but keep it G, man. It's when we had our wedding. It's when you was coming down that aisle. Because we were already married. Yeah. We went and got married on the low, and then we had our wedding. Nobody knew. So to this day, like, articles come out, they be like, they celebrating their 5th year. We be like, we 6, man. Keep it pushing. But it's when you came down that aisle and, like, I really saw that you had something that you never thought you would have. You know, seeing you in your dress and seeing you boo-hooing and reading the vows to you. And
everybody know I cry.
Oh, you know, she was leaking. But just, like, reaffirming my commitment to you as your covenant, as your partner. I would say that moment, and then that day I prayed for you before you went on the road. That was a big moment for us.
You get 2, I get 1 more too then. Because that ain't fair.
God ain't fair. He's just. I ain't God. I'm just saying that's the blueprint he gave me to follow.
Well, that means I get 2.
You get 2, yeah.
Mine's would be when my kids, like, I came in and I saw both my kids, like, just laying with him. Dallas was laid up chilling, Zion, and I was like, yo, because I got some funny acting children. Like, they real quiet, straight up. Dallas is a Sagittarius, Zion is a Leo, and they don't fool up when it come to mommy. Like, y'all know children pick up spirits before anybody. You know what I mean? And so when I walked in the room and saw everybody gathered, and I think this is when Trey was living with us too. Like, everybody was just chilling. And I was like, okay, God, you the one, you the one.
La Familia.
You the one, you the one. Oh, I forgot.
I'm playing.
Okay, yeah. Is that it?
That was that was it. Okay. This was literally, this was the fun. This is the most crying faces I've seen. This is the funniest Taylor talk.
Hey, that hashtag whole bag is lit up.
Quit it with the whole bag.
Somebody like, girl, I'm going to knock some dust off this whole bag and me. That old Nike gym bag. Get them sweatbands out of there and put some equipment in there.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I ain't ashamed.
You ought to be ashamed.
I ain't ashamed. Let me tell you, you know what?
John, pray. Pray.
Say pray. I want to shout out. I want to shout out again, man, Paul Daniel for the nice swag. I ain't even sweat like I thought I would, bro. You got some aerodynamic fabric in here. I got the Air on 66.
First of all, y'all, if y'all can see, I'm over here like this. You did that?
I put it on Eskimo. I put the thermostat on Eskimo.
Baby, I'm so cold.
Are your pinky toe shaking? We're going to heat it up in a minute. Ain't that right? Nice going to get on the stove over there.
Aretha Franklin hot, honey.
Yeah.
You ain't got it cold in here. You know Aretha Franklin didn't play that air condition.
Thanks, Paul.
Yo, true story. I was thanking for Aretha Franklin for the first time. She cut off
all the AC.
All the air in the Kodak Theater. And but you know what? I respected her because she had on a whole big feather outfit. Everybody else was fanning, and she was just sitting there like, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted Aretha Franklin hot.
I feel you.
Next Tuesday.
I want to give a shout out to the Rikas for these immaculate bangs. They are doing something spectacular for me in my spirit. And coming you know what I mean?
You better quit before I blow it like I did on the Patti LaBelle tribute.
That thing's sitting right. Yes. Yeah.
It blew.
Trust me.
Lamar.
All right, Monique.
Oh, my God.
I guess we can pray.
I'm scared to even grab your hand. Because you on one. Sean? Oh, wait. Okay. All right, little man. We got you. You covered. Yeah, you covered, King. You covered, little man. Wow. Sean, why you just not telling us that? We just seen him the other day.
And do.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do something even better. We'll just have prayer with him tomorrow before y'all go in.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Am I safe to do this?
Where else is safer for you?
You on one tonight.
Father, thank you for laughter. For laughter is good for the soul. Teach us how to be romantic in its purest form, because as we meditate on it, the Bible is a true story of romance. It's your love for us. It's Christ's sacrifice for us. Love that's unconditional and is willing to go to no end and no limitations for someone or something else. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you come down into all righteous relationships and you place your hand gently on both he and she. You guide them. You strengthen them. You give them patience. You give them confidence in who they are. Allow them to focus and meditate more on the memories that are positive and to move away and fade away from the ones that bring negativity and unforgiveness. Jumpstart their love and their life. Put the jumper cables of happiness to their heart, Lord God, and spark it. Spark it in a way that they've never imagined. Spark it in a way that they have never dreamed, and one that cannot ever be broken or disconnected. And we do lift up Sean, Father. Fear is not of you. Anxiety is not of you. But children, young children, have the most pure and innocent spirits. They haven't walked in that understanding. So let your peace that surpasses all understanding engulf and surround and saturate him in your perfect will and in your presence and in your holiness, Father. And we pray for steady hands. We pray for no exposure to COVID when he walks into that facility, and that he comes out more whole than he went in. And we thank you that it is already done. And we lift up anybody that is sick, anybody that's lost a loved one, anybody that has lost a job, anyone who has lost faith, that you will restore to them everything 100-fold if they just hold fast and make it through this season of tribulation. So, Father, we love you. We honor you. And thank you for everybody tuning in tonight, for without them, none of this will be possible. We love you. We thank you. We honor you. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. That bang yang is taking them out.
Love and happiness.
That what? That yank.
Yeah.
That's that thing right there.
Something that can make you do wrong.
Shoot that
Make
thing
you
like
do
that.
right.
We just like that. Like that.
Turn his mic off. Shout out to DJ Sean Nice. We missed you. Thank you. Dorikus, we love you. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. I ask that you stay on and you allow this music to be a blessing to you tonight. Y'all
Wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking about how she can make it right. Yeah, yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good.